late model, very well kept Jayco Ultralite here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is a bunkhouse, half-ton towable, 5,750 pounds. So truly half-ton towable. A lot of people are familiar with the J-Flight. What's funny is we have a J-Flight parked right there. We have a J-Flight parked right here. It's the #1 selling trailer out there. That's why we have so many of them around. This is essentially the J-Flight Ultralite. There are not many White Hawks on the used markets. This is a hard thing to find, and if you're interested, I wouldn't wait. The whole point of this is that it's very lightweight but very spacious with a deep slide and a lot of very you know, sharp looking angles and things on it. Like, you've got a nice power tongue jack here. Something that they decided to do in the White Hawk that's always been popular is a little outside mini fridge here. And you see that hides right in here with your big pass-through storage space. So you have good storage space, and you don't have to go in and out of the camper all the time just to get a drink. Now, this feature right here will tie into something else we'll come to later in the camper, and I'll discuss that when we get there. I want to close this just because of the weather. In the 2013 season, people were trying real hard to get very cutthroat on their lightweight trailers. And one of the things that manufacturers started doing was removing things like diamond plate from the front. But it's a Jayco. Corners aren't something they tend to cut. They also have a very different frame under this. It's not something that looks very impressive just to look at, but it's got an aircraft style frame. It's made with HSLA steel, high strength, low alloy. What that means in English is that this frame is lighter yet stronger than what you typically find out there. And you see that we do have an enclosed underbelly here. That's another one of those things to help you protect you against like a snap freeze. The only defect I can detect on the entire thing is that something rubbed the fender skirt right there, but that is only superficial because that's below the wall line. It is just skirting right there, and it's obviously not terrible. We do have a black tank flush system right there next to your outside shower, so it is easy to keep your black tank clean and flushed out. And this does have a truly walkable roof, which is not always the case in the lightweight industry. Really, the travel trailer market as a whole, but it's less true to find a walkable roof in the lightweight segment. So it's something I like to point out. There's a propane quick connect back here, so if you want to add a grill, you are all set to do that. We also have a second entry door straight to the bathroom, and this is that other thing I wanted to talk about. The #1 reason people are in and out of the camper is either the toilet or the refrigerator. We have both of those things essentially located outside the camper in a way that prevents you from needing to track foot traffic all through the whole trailer. So it drastically reduces the amount of dirt you track in the camper and keeps it cleaner. You see, we also have the wide stance stability axle system here. That's going to give you better load equalization so you get less porpoising going down the road. It also helps avoid the trailer from fishtailing behind you. And like pretty much any Jayco, you do have a wider entry door here for easy come, easy go. Pardon the little bit of snow I've tracked through here. We'll obviously have that cleaned up for you by the time you come see her. Inside, my battery box is running a little bit low, so the lights are a bit dim. Pardon that, but even so, it is fairly bright in here. They did a nice job with color contrast. Big super slide, and this is something that is really starting to, well, it's very prevalent now in lightweights, but White Hawk was really on the front edge of that, making a true deep slide ultralight. There is storage below the booth over here. Both the booth and the sofa can fold down into extra sleeping spaces, though you probably won't need a lot of that. The big question on anyone's mind, if you're looking at any used camper, is why is it here? Was there something wrong with it? Why'd the previous owners not want it anymore? And long story short, they'd camped for a while, and they just decided, I think we're done camping for a while. That's it. They had it for a few years, went out, had a good time, and thought, you know, we're just ready for some other kind of adventure. Big countertop here, and another nice thing about that is it allows for big drawer space. So there's nothing wrong with the function of it. It's just they just didn't need it anymore, basically. We do have central air. Again, this is designed to be a spring, summer, fall camper. Now, a neat thing with your White Hawks, and they were way ahead of people on this. This has an 8 cubic fridge standard at a time when nobody was offering anything larger than a 6 cubic foot fridge in a lightweight trailer. And I mean nobody. We represent like 28 different trailer brands here. I mean nobody was doing this. It is a very, very nice feature to have the bigger refrigerator. And these are actual metallic fronts here, so you can put magnets on them. We do have both a big closet here as well as a big pantry space, or shoe space below. The way they have this organized, you could easily convert this to between or to anything that you please. Easy access to the bathroom from inside as well, of course. But this is a very generously sized bathroom. It's very long, so the shower isn't really fighting for floor space with everything else. And they put the toilet on a bias so that you have lots of leg room here. They also do the same thing with the mirror and the sink, because I've seen a lot of brands, they'll mount them flat against the wall so that you have to stand halfway out into the hallway here, essentially in the living room, to like brush your teeth or anything. One of the things I've learned to look at in my experience over the years is the condition of the bunk bed mats, because it gives me a good idea of kind of how rough and rowdy the kids were, and these are pretty darn close to new. They took care of these things. They did not beat up this trailer. The inside looks fantastic. Other than me tracking this little bit of snow in here, which I apologize for, it's about as flawless in here as anything can get, new or used. Good pantry over here, so you're not just stuck with sharing closet space with a pantry. You actually have a dedicated pantry as well. One of the ways they keep the weight down on this is that instead of like OSB, which is very inexpensive as compared to plywood, which is used in this camper. Well, I just kind of spoiled it there. They use plywood. But plywood is it's a superior product. It is stronger. Hypothetically, if you do experience a leak and plywood gets wet, it will return to its original shape when it dries. OSB does not. It's a big longevity factor there. Hopefully you never experience that. Now, you see here that we have two things going on. First of all, this is an LED TV at a time where everyone else is using LCD. Long story short, uses less power, and the blacks are blacker for a better quality picture. But secondly, it's both on a swing arm and a swivel mount. It can face the bedroom, the living room, the kitchen, the sofa, anywhere you want. And that's an all-in-one DVD, CD stereo system, obviously with outside speakers. And it's the dumb little things that I always like about your Jaycos, like a shoe garage. This is a bunkhouse. You're going to have 6, 8, 10 pair of shoes in here. It's really nice to give them a place to call home and not have a big pile of shoes by the door. Because I'm willing to bet if you've got a bunkhouse, you've got a big pile of shoes by the door. Because they all do. This is also one of the first models in the lightweight business that started having pleated shades throughout the entire camper, not just the living space. Not the first, but one of. In terms of your mass-produced type stuff. And you see that we still have good overhead storage above the bed, not just a shelf. There's also storage below the bed, and I like the extra large stand on the side over here. There's a lot of reasons where currently Whitehawk is the fastest growing ultralight out there. That trend continued last year. I expect it to continue this year. They're making a very big presence. It's the best lightweight Jayco's ever made, and they just keep getting better. So give us a call. You can have a pretty late model one at a pretty used price. 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care. Stay safe. Happy camp.